Namaskar, friends. Today, I wanted to delve into the Puranas and briefly talk about the relationship uh, between four gods: Shiva, Surya, Shani, and Hanuman. And you'll find in the various Puranas there's very intricate relationship between these four. As you know, uh, Ravana, at the time of birth of Meghnath, did not want the planets to adversely influence his natal chart. So he imprisoned all the nine planets in his Lanka, and when Lord Hanuman set Lanka on fire, he released all these nine planets, including Shani. Shani especially was placed in a basement without any windows, so it was extremely dark there, and he could not see the sunlight. Sun is his father. So Surya has two sons, among other sons, but major two gods are Shani and Yama. So Shani brings what we call troubles, are not troubles. These are justices that are being rendered. Shani brings justice in our lives when we are a jivas, and once we transgress our life and go as pretas, then some of the other justices are brought by Yama. So what Hanuman does is negate the Sadhe Sati, as we say, the 7.5 years when Shani enters someone's life cycle. It tends to stay there because Shani revolves very slowly around the sun, 29.5 years. So once he enters a house, he stays there for 25 years. But in our lives, it is said that it is going to stay for 7.5 years. So those will be full of obstacles, impediments, failures, discord. Think of anything that is going to make you fail in life. That is what will happen as part of the justice being provided. Now, Hanuman, because he released all the planets, including Shani, they are heavily indebted to him. So, as a gesture of reciprocity, Shani said that I will not cause impediment to you or your followers, your devotees. So that is why the justice that is tend to be offered to us will get negated or wiped off if you worship Hanuman. But what we have to know is that not only the justice, because this is kind of a karma bandhan, whatever you have done, you have to pay back. So if you're trying to erase something, you better be sure that you're erasing it totally, because if you stop using the force that is erasing it, the effect will come back to you. What I mean to say is that don't stop worshipping Hanuman. Whether you do Hanuman Chalisa, Sankat Mochan, whatever versions you do, you should not stop doing that, because first of all, you should be attached to that God if you have been doing it deeply and repeatedly. But even for some reason, if you take a while to get attached to any forms, Ishtadevs, it will be a bad idea to stop it, because once you stop it, that God is going to stop helping you in your day-to-day life, and so the effect of Shani will rebound on you. So very important to keep reciting Hanuman Chalisa, and you enjoy it. So I don't see a reason why people should stop doing that. But if for some reason you are too busy, caught up in your life, you were doing it before when you were in trouble, Sankat Mochan, when you get rid of troubles, but then you forgot. Sukh mein sumiran sab kare, dukh mein kare na koi. Jo dukh mein sumiran kare, dukh kahe ko hoy. Jo sukh mein sumiran kare, dukh kahe ko hoy. So you have to constantly worship Hanuman regardless of the situations you are in. That is number one. Now understand the relationship between Surya and these two guys, Shani and Hanuman. Surya, as we know from the mythology, thinking of it as a sweet fruit, milyo tahi madur phal janu. You swallowed sun god thinking it is a sweet fruit, and then of course Indra cast the Vajra on baby Hanuman, and wind was upset because he's the son of Hanuman is the son of Pavan Putra Hanuman, right? So wind said, I'll stop flowing, every animal will die in this kingdom. So that's why he was brought back to life, and then both Indra and Surya blessed him. And of course, Hanuman being so smart, intelligent, Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohe. So he's full of Buddhi and Vidya. So he said, no, sun god, I want to be your disciple. He said, dude, I have to go around the planet. It's not possible. And he says, no, I will follow you while you are going around these planets, and I will face myself, I'll move forward turning my back in the front. So I'm facing you as a disciple to get all the knowledge. So he followed Surya and got all the knowledge. That's why you will see that Hanuman is so full of knowledge. But with Vidya Vinay Sampanne, Brahmane Gavi Hastini, Shunichi Ashapake Cha Pandita Samdarshana. A Pandita, a wise man, is Vidya and Vinay Sampanne. Vidya is knowledge and Vinay is humility. So these two go hand in hand. You cannot have lot of Vidya and not have Vinay. So that's why Hanuman is complete. He has both Vidya and Vinay, and his Buddhi, Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohe, right? So problem with Shani is he has a lot of Bal, but he doesn't have humility, and that was one of the things that Surya was worried about. So when Hanuman offered Guru Dakshina, Lord Sun said, there is nothing you can do for me. And since Hanuman insisted, he says, why don't you go and break the pride of Shani? Because Shani is always full of arrogance, and he wanted him to get a lesson. So he went to the Shani Lok and he requested him to give up his this hubris, this feeling of greatness that Shani had within himself. Shani got upset, got on his shoulders and tried to just clamp him down. And of course, Sukshrup Dhari, Singh Dikhawa, Vikat Rup Dhari, Lang Jarawa. God Hanuman can take a small form and take a big form. He quickly just ballooned himself so fast, so big that he crushed Shani against the roof while he was trying to entangle him on the shoulders. And that's how Shani got a lot of bruises. So Shani has got a lot of bruises all his life, unfortunately. He got bruises when he was hung upside down in the basement of Ravana, and until Hanuman freed him. And then he is getting bruises again on his shoulders and everywhere. Sometimes he enters the head of Hanuman. Hanuman is breaking the boulders with his head. So whenever Hanuman is doing something important and Shani comes to interrupt him, he gets more pain. So Shani learned the hard way that it's better not to mess with this guy. And in that process, you will see that Shani Lord is given a lot of oil in his worship, because it's to soothe the pain that comes with Shani. So Hanuman broke the pride of Shani, but Shani's nature is full of pride and hubris because he has a lot of strength. But he does not mess with Hanuman because of all these different instances, whether it be entering Hanuman's head and Hanuman breaking boulders, giving Shani pain, or trying to clamp his shoulders and getting stuck against the roof in Shani Lok story, or being held upside down in the basement, getting all the pain in the body until released by Hanuman. So there's a lot of favors that Hanuman has done to Shani, and Shani has, because of his pride, forgotten all those favors and gotten to attack Hanuman repeatedly, only to get damaged, because with Hanuman there is both Bal and Buddhi, whereas with Shani there is more Bal, and the Buddhi part is lacking, and that is why there is no humility. If you have both of these, then you become the right avatar. Now also let's understand that Shani is as a roop, is the avatar of Lord Shiva. So how are they related? Hanuman is one of the Rudra avatars. Rudra is the raw potential that Shiva had in his nescient form, in his new form of coming into I shouldn't say existence, because Shiva, there was never a time it did not exist, but in his raw potential form, in its earlier existences as the mythology goes. So Rudra represents tempest, because when Shiva gets upset, he does thunder. So tempest or this storm is what the Rudra avatar represents, and Shani represents the Vairagya avatar. Vairagya in the sense detachment. He doesn't have a lot of feelings because when you have to administer swift justice through these what we call troubles, we have to have no feelings. Otherwise, you start feeling for the individual that you want to punish. So that's why there is the Vairagya avatar in Shani and Rudra avatar in Hanuman. So it's very hard because both are in a way Ansh avatars or partial avatars of Lord Shiva, but in a way they have to balance each other. And mostly because Hanuman is going to be a Sankat Mochan, remover of obstacles, he's a tempest, a firestorm, he is mostly subduing Shani in that room. And then Shani, when he tries to curse him because it's Vairagya, he says, I will punish your wife and children and your family. And Hanuman says, no problem, go for it, because I don't have any wife, I don't have any family that you can punish. So that's why Shani cannot get heavy on Hanuman, but Hanuman can get heavy on Shani anytime. But he doesn't do that because Hanuman is a humble avatar. He only does it when he's trying to mess with Hanuman. So that's why you see that worshipping Hanuman helps you overcome the obstacles. And please understand, the obstacles we are facing are because of our prarabdha, are because of our sanchit karma, our karmas that we have performed in past lives, even this life. And since they've tried to bring fructification, you are trying to get away from the fructification by worshipping Hanuman. So you are taking the easy route there. So you very important that if you try to take the easy route, you continue to take the easy route, because the moment you stop taking the easy route, you have to go back in that path where Shani is there, on the obstacles are there, and you have to face them. But I was not trying to validate that you should do Hanuman Chalisa out of fear. I am trying to encourage you to do Hanuman Chalisa as a spontaneous thing, because that becomes your nature. You want to become like Hanuman, because whoever you worship, that's where you go. You know, yanti devrata devan pitrin yanti pitriyata bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti madhya ajnopimam. If you worship the ancestors, you go to the loka of ancestors. If you worship the devtas, you go to the loka of devtas. If you worship me, you come to me. So eventually, all of us want to go to Vaikuntha Lok, right? Brahma Bhuvan Loka, Punaravarti Nartate. All the lokas are subject to Sattva Rajas Tamas. And what we are going to go with Lord Hanuman is use his Rajas activity, the Rudra tempestuous activity, and his Vidya Vinay Sampanne, his Sattvic qualities to overcome the black, dark, strong force of Shani, which is the Tamasic Guna. So we have to understand that all these gods are interrelated and they have a certain purpose they are trying to fulfill, and sometimes they cross paths. So you have to seek the refuge of the god that's going to help you most. So to concise it, my friends, Hanuman represents both humility and knowledge, and Shani represents mostly the physical strength, but Hanuman also represents the physical strength in addition to humility and knowledge. So he is always able to overcome Shani. When you are persistently chanting Hanuman Chalisa, you are building character traits that are similar to Hanuman. Vidya Vinay Sampanne. You are rich in knowledge and humility and the physical vigor. So those qualities will help us overcome the obstacles. Even if some of the bad karma bandhanas have been committed in prior lives, we can overcome them if we continue to worship Hanuman. Because in life, you are tortured by Shani. After life, you are tortured by Yama. So at least in life part, Hanuman is going to take care of you, and once you go back in Sukshma Sharir, hopefully in the Yam Roop also, you are being taken care of. Very important to continue reciting Hanuman Chalisa. As a worshipper of Hanuman, you are a worshipper of Rudra, avatar of Shiva, which is the rudimentary, powerful, nescient form of Shiva that is full of raw, untapped energy that is able to bring about change and also create the dance of creative destruction of Tandava. So that's why worshipping Hanuman is very useful. You are worshipping a disciple of Surya, whereas in Shani you are worshipping the son of Surya. In Hanuman you are worshipping the Rudra avatar of Shiva. In Shani you are worshipping the Vairagya avatar of Shiva. Good idea to worship him any days, but in general worshipping him on Saturdays is better, because that is the day of Shani, and you can also worship him on Mangal, which is the Tuesdays. But any day will work, and persistently, constantly do the chanting of Sankat Mochan or Hanuman Chalisa or whatever you like, but you have to get in touch with him so that you can accrue the benefits of Lord Hanuman. Jai Shri Ram.